Hi everybody. This morning our English lesson is a pre-recorded session, so you'll be able to watch it in your own time. And for today's lesson I have chosen a poem, one of my favourite poems, called 10 Things Found in a Wizard's Pocket by a poet called Ian McMillan. It's a very imaginative poem and I hope you enjoy the language choices that he makes in it. It's really nice to listen to. So I will read it out as you would expect. There are 10 things here. So we have a dark night, some words that nobody could ever spell, a glass of water full to the top, a large elephant, a vest made from spiders' webs, a handkerchief the size of a car park, a bill from the wand shop, a bucket of stars and planets to mix with the dark night, a bag of magic mints you can suck forever, and a snoring rabbit. So, today what I'd like us to do is to write our own version of this poem. To be successful, I think you should use some adventurous adjectives for description. So, for example, a tiny ancient book of spells with crumpled pages rather than just an old book of spells. You might want to use some similes. Now, similes we've done before. They are where you compare something to something else using like or as. So, for example, 5 dragons' teeth as sharp as knives. You may want to use some alliteration, which we've also done before. And alliteration is where words next to one another begin with the same letter. So, for example, a dazzling diamond as bright as the stars in the night sky. Or you might remember from the poem that the poet used items made from unusual things. So I think in the poem he said a vest made from a spider's web. Or another thing that he did was to use items that are larger or smaller than we would usually expect. So I think, for example, he said a handkerchief the size of a car park. So to help us this morning, what I've done is I've written an example with some things missing. So we'll stop, we'll have a think of some ideas, and then we can hopefully go and write our own. So let's read this one together. So I've got a magic wand with 3 shimmering stars on the top, a clockwork mouse with no tail, a pen with invisible ink, a bag of teeth belonging to a dragon. Now, for this line of poetry, I'd like us to try and use some alliteration. So we can see we've got a teeth there, the word teeth, beginning with a t. So I'd like you in a second to pause the video and see if you can think of a word beginning with t that we could use in this line of poetry. So stop the video now and have a think. What would you choose? See you soon. Bye. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So we could have had lots of choices there. So you could have had a number. So you could have had 10 or 20, maybe even 30. You could have had an adjective like terrible, teeth. So lots of choices there. So let's carry on. We've got a note from his best friend, the White Witch. We've got a bag of magical sweets as red as... Oh, and for this one, I'd like us to try and use a simile. So let's think of some things from the natural world that are red. So it perhaps could be a flower, a fruit, a gemstone. Pause the video again, see if you can think of something red that would complete this simile. Okay, see you in a second. Bye. Well, again, everybody, there's lots of choices there. You could have had, I don't know, as red as roses, as red as a tulip, as red as rubies. Lots and lots of choices, as red as a strawberry or a raspberry. Lots of ideas to be chosen there. Next, we've got a silk scarf as big as, and I think you'll remember that the poet made some unusual comparisons in the original poem. Let's just have a look at what he said. So he said, a handkerchief the size of a car park. So obviously we don't usually have those in the natural world. So he made like an unusual comparison there, didn't he, with size? So let's see if we can try and do the same thing. So a silk scarf as big as, goodness me, what could you think there for an example? Pause the video, see if you can think. Okay, great. Welcome back. So a silk scarf as big as, well, again, we could have had lots of ideas there, as big as the moon, as big as the earth, as big as a football pitch. Lots and lots of examples. I'm sure you came up with lots. Next, we have a smoothie made from. So I think in the original poem, the poet had something made from unusual things or unusual ingredients. Let's just see what it was. So a vest made from spiders' webs, that was it. So let's have a look. So I've chosen a smoothie made from. What unusual things could you make a smoothie from? You could maybe choose some magical ideas or maybe some yucky ideas. What unusual things could you make a smoothie from for this particular idea? So pause the video again and see if you can help me to finish that one off. Okay. Welcome back. Well, you could have had lots of things there, couldn't you? As I said, you could have had magical ideas like a smoothie made from, I don't know, moonbeams and stars, or you could have had yucky ones like a smoothie made from, I don't know, spiders' legs or slugs and snails, that sort of thing. And then I finished mine off by saying a feather from a brightly coloured bird and the first raindrop of spring. So there's some of my ideas that you've helped me with. So it's really quite easy and I'm hoping you'll enjoy doing this one. I enjoyed doing it. So it's really up to you. Your challenge this morning is to write your own version of 10 things in a wizard's pocket using some of the items or these features that we can see on screen to make them really, really good. And I hope that when we do our reading at 11:30, you'll have some fantastic examples that you'll be able to share. Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you all at 11:30 anyway, guys. So have a nice morning, enjoy your writing and try hard. Okay, see you guys. Bye.